Hey guys, if you're new to Shopify and you're looking how to optimize for search engine optimization, in this video I'm going to break down the ultimate guide for a beginner starting out on Shopify, going through every single item that you're going to need to do in order to optimize for Google search. So quickly, I just want to run through some of the items that we're going to be covering, and if you're not so beginner, use the timestamps in the description below to skip ahead to get you to where you need to be to figure out how to rank on Google. Now, for people who don't know, we're going to break down the list right now, so let's get into it. The first step we're going to be going over are free tools that you absolutely need. The second is going to be site structure and user experience to help with the flow of how people are interacting with your website. Third is going to be keywords and keyword research and how to find the keywords that are going to drive people to end up purchasing from your Shopify store. Next is going to be Slug Optimization, which is mywebsite.com/X, Y, and Z. That's the slug. We're going to go over optimizing that for both Google bots as well as user experience. Image optimization is going to be next. Image alt text, which is annoying and we don't know how effective it really is, but it helps. It's one of those things that Google says this is important. We don't know how important, but we do it anyways. Next is going to be product page optimization, followed by schema, markup, content marketing, link building, and our favorite Shopify SEO apps. So let's hop into the video, starting out with your free tools. So these ones are basic, and again, beginner video, I'm trying to help you guys out. Google Search Console, Google Analytics. So Google Search Console obviously is going to provide you with an immense amount of information about your e-commerce store, which pages are most interacted with from the organic search, your click-through rates, your impressions, your clicks, and your average positioning. It's necessary. Let's get to the next one. Google Analytics. Now, just recently it was released that Google Analytics, or Universal Analytics, is actually going to be gone in July 2023. So you might have UA Analytics set up right now, but know that come this time next year, they're going to start phasing out Universal Analytics and switching to Google Analytics 4, also known as GA4. So use Universal Analytics now, but you should also install GA4 so that you don't have to worry about this next year in July 2023. So let's get into the meat and potato of things. To kick things off, we're discussing site structure. So the reason for site structure and UX is super important because at the end of the day, Google is trying to show their users the best recommended web pages based on their searches. And so if you have a clunky UX site structure, well, then people are going to have difficulty navigating it, and then Google's not going to ever rank these pages. This means that you need to have a simple navigation system to go through the hierarchy of your website. And so with that, you want to make sure that your site has clean menu options, that things are separated specifically by either collections pages or product pages. For example, if you're a one product shop, then you do not need this immense collection page hierarchy. You can just run home, product A, product B, maybe if you have two products, about us, contact, blog, or news, and there you are. It's simple and to the point so that the user is able to go, oh, this is what I'm trying to buy. It's right there. For you stores that may be drop shippers or have multiple products, you want to make sure that your UX, your site structure, is in a way that people can navigate. Maybe you sell clothing, but you sell men's clothing, women's clothing, and baby clothing. You want to make sure that your men's t-shirts, pants, socks is organized in a manner that people can navigate based on what they are currently looking to purchase. So for when it comes to planning out your store or maybe revising the site structure, there's a website called Gloomaps. Gloomaps.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. It's a free tool that essentially allows you to structure the hierarchy of your e-commerce store, your Shopify store, so you can map it out to better understand how people are going to get from here to here and how it's going to be organized for Google bots. Again, click the link down below. It's free. It's a really cool tool. You name everything. It's great. Highly recommend it. So let's get into a little bit more about the navigation aspect, specifically about your header menu, not so much the footer, kind of default for Shopify stores, but the header is very important. So you want to make sure when you're going through and you're building out your menu, you want to have limited options for two reasons. One is for the UX, the user experience. If you have 17 different options on your menu and it's doubled up, it's so confusing. Highly don't recommend that. So you want to give your potential customers limited options to go to exactly where they are trying to go to in order to purchase directly from you. You need to make sure that it's just the essentials. So again, multiple stores, men's, women's, kids, single product, home, product, about us, blog, contact. Keep things simple. We don't need to overcomplicate everything here. So to keep in mind with your design, generally, if I am a guy, I'm going to continue searching for men's products, meaning my collections pages in my main menu needs to say men with a mega menu that drops down that says t-shirts, long sleeves, sweatshirts, shoes, socks. Everything is condensed to what I am looking for. On the female side of things, you have the same exact approach. So again, everything is being displayed in accordance to what your customers are looking for. The menu bar should be clear and concise. Although your products might have some crazy fun names and your brand might be a certain aspect, at the end of the day, people know what they're looking for. If I'm looking for a backpack, it better not be labeled something other than backpack. If I am looking for watch bands for my Apple Watch, it should be Apple Watch bands. If I'm looking for black socks or white socks, they should be labeled in accordance to what I am currently seeking, which is what you're trying to rank on Google for. You need to plan out these pages, your products, your collections pages, and your menu links to be in accordance to what people are searching for in regards to how they get to your website. So the collections pages, let's get into that a little bit. And the collections pages are very default in terms of the slug that Shopify sets up for your store. But you do have the ability to name these collection pages, again, in accordance to what people are seeking on your website. And these collection pages are going to be vital in terms of the Google search engine results page, because it is a compilation of all the products that you sell within this category. Again, giving the user countless options. Once they get there, I cannot reiterate this enough. Your collections pages are highly important. So structuring them out, not overcomplicating things, and not condensing everything into 2 collections pages, but to spread them out in accordance to what your products are. For example, I walk into the local TJ Maxx, I go to the activewear. I know that within that section there's gym shorts and t-shirts, and that is exactly what I'm looking for when I walk into that TJ Maxx. So to think about that in the same manner on how your customers are getting to your e-commerce or Shopify store, it's the same approach. You need to categorically section out your different products within your collections pages. And then those categories of your collections go into your menu. So you're starting to see how these keywords, the collections pages, your menus, the UX, all interact with your customer and ensuring that they have the best possible online experience at your store. The next item is site speed optimization. And Shopify, we know, has an issue sometimes with their site speed. And there's a number of things that we're going to get into. Again, this being the ultimate Shopify SEO guide that I'll review with you. Now, what I don't want you guys to do is when you log into your dashboard and you see the Shopify site speed score, don't use that. Just generally, it's off. I would go to gtmetrics.com to check out your actual site speed, or you can use Google Page Speed Insights. I will leave links to both of them in the description below. And up to this point, if you guys are finding this valuable, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let's keep going. So if your website, in accordance to SEMRush, If your website loads in 2.9 seconds, it is faster than 50% of all of the websites on the internet. And that's according to SEMRush. I'll leave that link in the description as well. So luckily, Shopify has some pre-built-in caching plugins within their dashboard, their analytics, so there's nothing that you need to do. But what we're going to get into is what you can do to speed up your website, specifically in regards to images. So for images and image optimization, go into Photoshop, File, Export for Web, and save whichever image, whether it's product pages, hero images, blog images, everything should be less than 100 kilobytes. If you are loading 1 megabyte, 2 megabyte, 3 megabyte images to your website, it is going to go at a snail's pace. So don't do that. And you can mess with things based on the dimensions as well as the quality to ensure that your images are still fantastic and look amazing, but they are not taking up so much storage and slowing your website down. Personally, for a beginner SEO Shopify store, I would just focus on image optimization before getting into some of the other SEO plugins that say they speed up your website. So go to GT Metrics, scan your site, find out which images are the biggest ones, go into Photoshop, or there's a multitude of free online tools, compress them down, minimize their size to less than 100 kilobytes. So the next item is keyword research. And then this will pair with product page optimization and collection page optimization. So when you're optimizing for your website, it is highly important to do keyword research. So again, let's just go back to a random product, and we're going to go with the Apple Watch bands because that seems to be a little trend of today's video. So Apple Watch bands is going to be extremely competitive. But if you have the ability to rank for Apple Watch bands for large wrists, red and blue Apple Watch bands, American flag Apple Watch bands. See where I'm going here? Extending out these keywords where the category is Apple Watch bands, but the product names are low competition, decent volume, gives you much more of an ability to rank on Google opposed to Apple Watch bands, because every single Nordstrom, Apple, Best Buy, everywhere sells them, so you're going to have a difficulty of ranking for just Apple Watch bands. But if you can figure out the long tail keyword variations of these random bands, you'll have a much better opportunity of ranking for those. So my favorite tool is SEMRush. You can click the affiliate link down below for a free 7-day trial, which would be great. I think I get 99 cents. And you can click on this video right here that tells you all about e-commerce keyword research and how to do it using SEMrush, Google, and some other Chrome extensions. So as we're talking about e-commerce keyword research, part of this is also ranking your product pages, not just your important collections pages. So the product pages have descriptions, reviews, ingredients, sizes, everything under the sun that a person would want to know before purchasing. So it is vital to optimize your product descriptions. You want to have at least 200 words, at least. You want to make sure the keyword density of the products is scattered throughout this description to ensure that Google is identifying this product is this keyword. One of the things within those 200 words is you can also incorporate lists. Maybe you have the ability to include a list of the benefits, but lists make it really easy to add these words because you're quickly giving digestible information to the customer, going back again to the user experience. So let's fast forward a little bit, and we're going to go to the Slug Optimization. So the Slug is what comes up on Google Chrome that says www.website.com/collection category/collection name/product name. And so as you're going through this, you need to go back to the site structure to determine black socks might also be for both men and women. So the difference of those collection page names is what differentiates those two identical products, even though they're different, to both the user as well as Google bots. So now Google's bots are finding that you sell men's black socks and women's black socks. So structuring this out becomes extremely important, and therefore your slug is telling Google this website, this collection, this product. and it's very structured so it can go from A to B to C to D, which is where you want people to end up, which is your product page. So as we're talking about images, we also want to talk about alt text. So every single time you upload an image to your Shopify store, it is going to give you an edit alt text section. Every image needs an alt text attribute. And it's very easy to do that. Just simply click on the image, add alt text, incorporate the keywords that you're trying to use on that page for rankings, and you're good to go. Now, when it comes to your other pages, whether that be your home page, your blog page, your About Us page, featured in page, any of those, you want to make sure to be using header tags correctly. Now, luckily for you and for everybody else, Shopify has a default H1 set. So you can only have one H1 tag on any page, which is great because you don't want to. But as you're going through this, you should have multiple H2 tags and multiple H3 tags. So when you're within the Shopify page builder, you have the ability to switch between H2, H3, H4 even, based on the structure, again, of your pages. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the H1 is your main page. That is the title associated in the keywords. H2s could be that subsection that you're describing your product. And H3 could be that subsection. So incorporating all of these together in a structured environment, again, will help Google's bots and your customers identify where they are on a website, and help Google identify all the different keywords that are going into this website to get you back to your black socks or your Apple Watch band. I'm going to take a minute. If you guys are enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I put out content every single week to help you guys out. So let's get back into helping you guys out. Now in this, I've been discussing all about site structure, user experience, site speed, image optimization, alt text, keyword research, but there's so much more to SEO. And with this being the ultimate Shopify SEO guide for beginners, we can't talk SEO without content. And content marketing is going to be what drives a lot of people to your website for no money, just by simply writing blogs that are optimized for Google. So we're going to go back to that keyword research. So let's say that your black socks have certain sticky things on the bottom for rock climbing. Probably doesn't even exist. I'm making this up on the fly. You can write a blog for the best sticky rock climbing socks. Super long, very detailed blog. You can talk about the benefits, how to put them on, what shoes go best with them, what rocks do they adhere to best, all of these random topics within this blog that then will rank on Google on the first page. So when someone goes to Google and searches for the best black sticky rock climbing socks, your blog comes up number one, which then gives an internal link to your sticky black socks page. Then the person purchases because you have been able to capture them with informative content about your products without them knowing, because it's more of a brand awareness play, and then they come back and purchase. So content marketing is huge. We've literally driven hundreds of thousands of people to websites just by writing in-depth blogs and keyword research. Within the keyword research, we're trying to find topics that are not very competitive, but still have a search volume. So if we see 1,000 people a month, well then if we're in the number one position, we're going to capture roughly 71% of that 1,000 people, which is 710 people going to your website for nothing, absolutely free. If you guys need more information on keyword research, click this video. Let's keep going. The next item of this Ultimate Shopify SEO guide is going to be link building. So to start out, hopefully you've clicked my SEMRush affiliate link. You can go into this tool, click on link building, put in your competitors. And when I say your competitors, I do not mean Apple. I mean other competitors in the market that are selling custom Apple Watch bands. Look at what they have for a backlink portfolio and start to click on all of those websites to identify if you have the ability to get a link from them. Some of them may be directory sites. Some of them may be rock climbing sites that talk about sticky black socks for rock climbing. Reach out to these people. Say, hey, we just released a new product line with the best adhesive for rock climbing socks. Reach out to those people. There are countless email templates that you can find that you can use and just start bulk sending out emails to all of the webmasters of the people who are linking to your competitors. Another great tool is to use your blogs that you're writing about your black sticky adhesive socks and say, hey, we found this blog linking to our competitor. We think this information would be more relevant for your customers. What do you think about linking to it? You're going to strike out a lot of times, but you're also going to get links. And at the end of the day, links are going to be vital in getting your pages ranked on Google. So you've been waiting all of this time. I hope I've provided you guys with some good information. You want to know what are the best SEO apps for Shopify? Let's get into it. In no necessary order, the first one is Favorite SEO suite. It helps with image optimization, alt text optimization. It will auto add Google snippets and schema markup to your pages, meta tag optimization, and SEO analysis based on the content of your pages. It connects directly to Google Search Console so you can start to track your keywords better, and you get your weekly email report. Great tool, highly recommend it. Coming in next is Plugin SEO. It's a free app that teaches you the top ways to improve your store's ranking in Google with a process to optimize and fix broken links. It adds schema markup and adds alt text. It really is great at schema markup with all the JSON and LD code. There are templates that you can use to edit things in bulk. So let's say you have multiple collections pages, you can structure them in accordance in a bulk editor, which saves a ton of time. It'll help you crawl your website, detect any internal broken links. It's just a really great overall tool. So I do recommend Plugin SEO. The next on the list is SEO Expert Pro. It will alert you of any on-page SEO errors. There's an SEO image tool both for optimization and adding alt text. It helps again with schema markup. It will update your meta tags and titles. There is a speed test, which is different than the other ones because the other ones don't have a speed test. So this one is separate from the Shopify speed test. Again, that I don't recommend using. And it has a mobile tester to make sure your website is compatible perfect on mobile. And then for anybody who's custom to WordPress, Yoast SEO just released a plugin for Shopify. It's $29 a month. If you want to learn more about that, you can click this video, which I reviewed it on my e-commerce store. And so I don't want to give it away, but go ahead, click that video, check it out. Let me know what you think. So overall, there's a ton that goes into SEO, and people think it's like, oh, let's just rank on Google. But as you can see, there are countless aspects of it. We wrote a huge blog, I think 4,000 words. You can find that below. It is the ultimate Shopify SEO guide, in depth. We get into the weeds. Click that one, use that as a point of reference in terms of checklist for what you need to do to get your website ranked on Google. If you guys found this video useful, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about search engine optimization for Shopify, leave a comment. I promise you, I will respond and get back to you. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Good luck with ranking on Google. And again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. We'll see you guys next week.